Happy New Year, everyone. I'm so happy to see you here again. Today we're talking about how to get into Beast Mode 2022. Because let me tell you one thing. If you are in this dark place, if you've been in a situation where you feel like you don't have the energy to change your life, to make something happen that gets you excited about the next day, the next month, whatever is about to come, you know what's not going to cut it? Meditation. It's not going to be enough to sit still, to be one with the universe, to be in alignment with all the good things, and to talk about positive things, to talk about affirmations, to be all into that personal development room. And I'm going to tell you why. Those things are incredibly powerful, and I'm not saying don't use them. They're actually an essential part because they guide you from this darkness into light. I remember when I was younger, for example, every single time I had some kind of romantic interest, it was always connected to some darkness. And that was actually one of the reasons why I understood, okay, this is not really the healthiest thing, right? This might be something that reminds me of childhood, but this is not how love is necessarily supposed to be, right? We can think of like this dark, intense romance, right? But it isn't necessarily the thing that makes you feel light. And I didn't even know how it could be otherwise. And I'm just giving this as an example because this love that we seem to experience, which very often is just trauma, drama kind of thing, isn't just love that we could get from a romantic partner. It's love for life. And it is just something that gets evoked in us sometimes through other people. But the point is that you can get this for yourself as well. This is like what we want. We want that excitement in our life. There's nothing worse than feeling like every single day is the same. It's boring, it's dull, and it's slow. It feels like there's this huge weight on us. So what does that have to do with being a beast? I'm going to tell you. You cannot switch from this darkness that sort of feels like you're in Gotham City to like this fairy tale, exciting, colorful life just by doing those meditative, calm things. It just isn't enough energy to make that switch. We as INFJs have to tap into our beast mode. We have to tap into SE, extroverted sensing. Before we go deeper into this, let me tell you, if you haven't done this so far, to download the 5 pillars to an INFJ Epic Life poster so you can start that process today. This will definitely help you not just to go into SE, not just to get this beast mode in your life started, but to also help you to get the right direction for you, right? Because you're the only one who knows where to go. You just have to find the right places to look for it. And if you say, okay, I'm ready to make this official, like I'm ready to put everything into it, then join the bootcamp. We're starting very soon. The free masterclass on it is going to be next Saturday, January 8th. So make sure you're there. You find all the information below. Sign up for the waiting list and get that poster. So now back to beast mode. So this isn't something that I've just come up with or that I've just decided. This is just trial and error over and over again of me saying, well, it has to work this way. Every single time I watched personal development videos or I was just looking into that area, years and years ago before really starting making all these changes to my life, it didn't make a difference. It kept me at this low state and I didn't know why. It seemed like to work for everybody else, but it works for people who already have a lot of SE in their life, who have already tapped into it. They have the energy, they have the drive, they just need to make the shift from dark to light, which isn't easy to begin with. But for us INFJs, it's more than that. We really need to pull ourselves together. We need to tap into that beast mode. So imagine you're in this Gotham City world, right? And I mean, like for a lot of INFJs, that's how life feels like if we're not really on that road of our own transformation, of our own, INFJ epic life. We're in this dark state, nothing seems to get us excited, and we have sort of like accepted it. So in order to get out, you need to tap into that beast of yours. And that beast is somebody who wants to fight. That beast is somebody who says, I'm not giving up. I'm actually pulling out all that anger that I might have built up within me, and I'm using it as force forward. I'm mobilizing myself because I need to gather all the energy that I could possibly have to make that switch happen. And once you've made that switch, once you've really created this new path for you, once you've made those big changes that allowed you to step out of that box that has been created for years and decades, right? It takes like a lot of energy to make that shift. Once you make that happen, yeah, it's going to be much easier to be in that flowing state, to be more in that relaxed state, and you don't ever have to tap into this beast so much. But it's like everything else. If you've gotten really low, you need to do something more extreme to get out of it. But again, remember, it doesn't have to be your go-to thing for the rest of your life. Just make this happen once, and then you can keep up a medium level of this, and it can really transform your life, and you can be in paradise, and you can really have your daydreams, and everything can be colorful and excited, and you just create that life you always wanted to. So how do we tap into this beast mode? Well, I always like to say we INFJs are very impressionable people. And it might sound like a negative thing to say. What, like, can people manipulate us? No, not really, because we are aware of that very often. We know that people could get all of our attention. We know that if we meet somebody new and they sort of excite us, or their energy excites us, what do? We start listening to their music. We start embedding ourselves into their world because we love the experience of that. That is what an impressionable person is, a person who can absorb a lot. But we also are in control of that. So you can decide what you put in your mind. You can decide what kind of energy you put towards yourself. So, let's do that. So start your day by watching those 5-minute videos on YouTube about like motivation that are all about beast mode. Very often they're about like sports or, weightlifting or whatever it might be. Doesn't really matter. The point is the energy that this brings towards you. Listen to songs that get that beast mode in you activated. Allow yourself to manipulate yourself. Allow yourself to guide yourself towards that part of you that taps into SE. We can't be ESTPs or anything like this. That's not the thing. Like, we have all accepted that. But if you rely on other people for their SE, for their drive, for their life force, because you think, oh, my life force isn't big enough, it isn't strong enough, I could never achieve something great if I was relying on myself. I'd rather be the sidekick or the advisor to somebody else's life, so we can all use their life force and their life drive, and I'm just going to help them navigate that. Trust me, you will never get to the place where you want to be, because that person is not you. That person does not know what you want, and they will never know. The only person who really knows what you want and what you want to experience is you, and you have to rely on what you have at your disposal. So it doesn't matter that your SE isn't that strong as it is maybe for other people. It doesn't mean that you have to be able to do 1,500 tasks every day. Your biggest power is your vision. Your biggest power is becoming aware of what you want, what kind of energy makes you feel good. And you can use the SE that you do have to your disposal to make that shift. It isn't going to happen overnight, but it's going to happen. So the more you nourish that beast of yours, the more you nourish that part of you that is a fighter, that, feels like this monster that's just going to go and is going to conquer and is going to get what you need, what you want. The more you do this, the easier life will actually get. And you accept that, it might not be as strong as other people's SE, but therefore you get to go your own way. You get to do it on your own terms. And that's going to be the biggest satisfaction you could ever imagine. So listen to those songs. Get inspired by movies. Watch those videos in the morning and repeat this until this becomes your go-to state. You need to activate that beast mode if you need to make a big shift. You're not going to become this over angry person. You're not going to be overly aggressive. You're just using what you have. Guess what? You're a complete person. You're not a person who's always at peace, who doesn't have any kind of force within you or any kind of anger. So use what you have to create that person who will start something and who will continue that path that is good for you. And you will see that will make you a strong person who can also help others. This will not make you selfish. This will not make you self-centered. It will just give you more and more energy that you can then use to make the world a better place, not just for you, but for others. But it will be on your terms. You say, this is my world. This is the reality I create for myself. And I invite people in, but I know that path. I'm making it happen. And that that beast mode is going to be a best friend. Don't be afraid of it. Go look into those dark sides. Allow yourself to integrate everything. And don't be afraid of people not liking you anymore, because up until this point, it might have seemed like the reason why people kept you around is because you were focused on them, because you weren't a threat, because you weren't this powerful person that you could actually be, that you've been keeping small and that you've been keeping hidden in order not to make people uncomfortable. You deserve to live that full flesh life. So make it happen. Bring out that beast. Be your best advocate. Be your best friend and make it happen. This year can be your year. Remember to download the poster. It will help you to start that process right away. Don't think, oh, these are just simple things. They're not going to make a difference. Try them for a couple of weeks and let's talk about it again. They make a huge difference to an INFJ's life. And if you got into a place where you say, I'm really serious, like I'm going to change, I want to make that happen, I'm ready for the next step, then join the bootcamp. The waiting list is open. You can sign up. All the information is below. And the free masterclass, if you still have any doubts and you want to know more, is next Saturday, January 8th. It's going to be a live stream here on YouTube. All the information you need you can find in the link in the description. And if you want to watch another video now that is in alignment with today's topic, then watch the video, Why the INFJ is So Intimidating to Other People.